Everybody, it's Michael Walker with Keller Williams Realty. My website is homefinderrochesterny.com, and I thought I'd take a few minutes in my backyard while I'm letting my dog out to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the market today. Every day I go out and I call a bunch of different expired people and a bunch of buyers and sellers, and a lot of the things that I'm getting from expireds is, you know what, I don't want to list now. Now isn't the best time. You know, it's getting close to the winter time and holiday season and all that stuff, and I just wanted to kind of give you a little graphical representation of what's happening in the market nowadays and what's happened over the last 2 years, because that'll kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen this year coming up as well. So what we'll do is we'll log into the MLS. What I thought I'd do is I would look at the actives that continue to sell, the sold, and also the pendings. And I think most people's homes are priced in the 150 to 300 range. I chose Monroe County. And then I thought I would go down here and look at close date of roughly 24 months ago. And lastly, we're going to just change this to include the last full month, which would be September 30th. So when we click that, we'll see that there were roughly 5,000 properties that match that criteria. Basically, at this point, I'm just going to go to the statistics, and it's going to retrieve some data. And then lastly, we're going to go to what's called the absorption rate. So I think what we'll do now is it pulled up the inventory supply chart. You'll notice that the green bars here are the months of inventory. So for instance, in June 2010, for all of Monroe County, there was about a little under 2 months supply. Then you also see the number of active listings. And unfortunately, the graph is a little wide. So you'll notice that in this particular time here, we were looking at about 600 listings at the time. So now I think what we'll do is go through and talk about the months here. So in October of 2009, we had about a 6-month supply, 6.5 month supply roughly. And then you'll notice that it drops right down to 2.57 months, 2.74 months in the months of November and December. So if we're looking at it from a standpoint of when maybe the best time to sell would be, this may in fact be one of the better times. 2 reasons. You'll notice here that the inventory level dropped, and then additionally, the number of sales that happened with that lower inventory were quite significantly higher once the inventory level dropped and once we went into November. At that point, people don't want to sell. Oh, it's Thanksgiving, it's Christmas, it's Hanukkah, it's whatever holiday in those particular months. And then you'll notice, if we wait till spring, and quite honestly, spring occurs right after January 1st or January 15th at least, you'll notice that the number of inventory houses went up. And then additionally, the time on the market went up significantly. And it took all the way until, really June before we got back to where we were of these next 2 months. Then if we carry across, you'll notice the inventory goes back up. And then come October, similar thing happens, although it does go up a little bit more, but you'll see listings start to drop, and then boom, right after the first of the year in 2011, we went back up to the 6 months, the 7 months on the market before, amount of inventory before that whole listings would sell based on the current month's sales. So you'll notice as we come across, if we look at what's happened in the past, we're going to see that we're a little bit higher here in September, and then what happens in October and November kind of goes down, November and December kind of goes down for a couple months, and then boom, we spike back up. Well, one thing that is a little different is September 2011, we've got 6 months supply, which effectively turns it into a seller's market. Into a buyer's market. And with that, what's going to happen? Is it going to go down a little bit? Most likely, inventory levels will go down because, again, historically, it's gone down a little. Also, days absorption rate will go down a little bit, meaning that there'll be less months of inventory, most likely in November and December, and then it spikes back up. Well, the one thing that concerns me a little bit is that we're at 6.5 months here, while over here, we're at 3.86 months. So what does this spike mean? If it went up to 6 here, does it go up to 9? Do we end up having that many more listings or what? So again, now might be the best time to look at selling. My name is Michael Walker. I'm with Keller Williams Realty, and you can reach me at 585-721-9857. Thank you very much.